In this question, we're presented with an incomplete box plot, which we're told represents the marks in an examination with a large number of candidates. Part A says, given that 75% of the candidates passed the examination, state the lowest mark for the award of a pass. Well, if 75% of candidates passed the examination, that means that 25% must have failed, i.e. 25% got lower than the pass mark. Where we've got 25% of the data below, that is describing the lower quartile. We can read off the lower quartile from our box and whisker plot. So the answer is 30. Part B says, given that the top 25% of the candidates achieved a merit grade, state the lowest mark for the award of a merit grade. Well, if 25% of candidates scored above, that means 75% of candidates scored below, i.e. that's describing the upper quartile, which on my box and whisker plot is here at 46. In the next bit of the question, we are given these formulae that define where the outlier limits are. This first one is the upper outlier limit, the second is the lower outlier limit, and we're asked to calculate these. Well, we've already found Q1 and Q3, so all we have to do is substitute the numbers into the formula and find that the lower outlier limit is 70. Sorry, the upper outlier limit is 70. The lower outlier limit then is 6. It then says in part D, write down the 3 highest marks scored in the examination. Well, if we look at this high end, we have 2 outliers. They must be the first and second highest, so that's 79 and 72. The upper outlier limit at 70 isn't actually a value, it's just saying any values beyond it are outliers. So the next lowest or next highest would be this one at 68, which is where your whisker goes to. It's the biggest value that isn't an outlier. So my answer to part D is 68, 72 and 79. In part E, I'm asked to complete the box and whisker plot, having been told that the 3 lowest marks in the examination were 5, 10 and 15. We've already seen in part C that the lower outlier limit is 6. That must mean that 5 is the only low outlier, so I can mark that on my diagram. The only other bit to do is to mark on the whisker. Now remember, the whisker goes to the lowest value that isn't an outlier. Well, both 10 and 15 can't be outliers. The lowest one is 10, so that's where I draw my whisker to. 15 is actually of no use in this question.